camera is and we are back. Folks, Budgie Smugglers, we are back.
We're back, baby. What's going on, Jules? How are you, mate?
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a couple of weeks.
It's a lot's been happening.
It's all been happening. Apologies to all the smugglers. I know I got a few messages. Where's the ep? Where's the ep? We had to take a week off. I was away.
I was away.
And then we just had some technical difficulties, but we're back, baby.
We are
Couldn't
back.
have been happier.
With a vengeance.
I know.
But tell us, where were you? What happened?
Yeah, we can start.
Let's just go with where you were.
Where I
we'll
was.
go back to the gigs and.
So I was in Darwin.
Yep.
The See You in the NT.
Yep.
I was up there for a few shows, which was a very, very fun week, Jules.
Yep. There's like peanut shells and stuff on this desk.
I hope you don't have an allergy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I was off to Darwin for some shows, and then I took a week off over to Bali.
Ooh.
Yeah, just a few days.
Like a solo or like a romantic getaway?
A romantic getaway.
Oh yeah,
So,
give us the run. Like, what are the things you did? Did you just sit by the pool? Did you go to the water park, or did you drink bintangs?
Drank a lot of bintangs.
Hell yeah.
Drank a lot of bintangs. We had a nice little villa with our own pool. Oh, look out.
Dressed.
He's repping.
I'm dressed for you.
I love it.
Just for you. I'm
Thank
wearing
you.
a bintang t-shirt that is a little bit too tight.
Snug.
It's a very snug fit.
No, it looks great, though. Look at that. You should wear that on stage.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, drank a lot of bintangs, a lot of chilling by the pool. Went snorkeling with the manta rays. That was probably
Huge.
the highlight, which is very good.
R.I.P. Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I think that was a stingray.
Oh, are they not the same thing?
I hope not. Otherwise, it was very dangerous.
Yeah.
But I don't know I guess they don't have a sting, the manta. But that was fun. Did a lot of traveling around to all the normal things. It was my partner's first time to Bali, so like the monkey forest, the poo coffee, like one of those.
Poo, yeah, how is the poo? I've never had
You've never
it.
had the poo coffee?
I've never had the poo coffee.
I love the poo
I have had coffee and then poos.
Yes, I've done that. I do that daily. But
Especially
yes,
over there.
yeah. So did that. A lot of good food, a lot of drinks, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. And is the poo coffee worth, because it's quite expensive, isn't it?
They say it's the most expensive coffee, one of the most expensive coffees in the world because of the process it takes to make it. But I don't know. I bought a cup for $5, which is cheaper than a Melbourne small latte. So I don't think it was too bad.
And as good as people say.
I think it's great. I think it's one of those things where I think the hype around it, I mean, it's just a coffee. It's like a pretty decent, good type of coffee. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What was your Bali highlight, lowlight?
So the highlight, I would say, was the snorkeling with the manta rays.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. That's something you don't get to do every day. The low light, we'll start off because I'm not a great... you probably noticed this. I'm not great at paying attention to detail with certain things, and I tend to, make a few mistakes here or there. So firstly, in Darwin, on the last night, we'll get to the gigs in a moment, but the gig went well and went out, celebrate, had a few drinks and lost my phone to start.
Yep.
So that wasn't good. That was a low light. And then the last night in Bali, went and found very nice beachfront restaurant, good reviews, not your normal sort of cheap Bali dinner. It was, a little bit fancy with a bit of a Balinese duck dish and all the kind of things. And I was like, it's our last night. It's been a great couple of weeks. Why don't we celebrate? And I got us a bottle of champers.
Yep.
Bit of sparkling. So I know you're probably the same as me. If I go out, if I'm with someone, I never get the cheapest bottle. I always get the second cheapest, which is usually way far away from the top. But just so the other person knows that, I'm a bit of a baller. I'm not just buying the cheapest thing. But I'm not great at how numbers work, Jules. I think I'm pretty good with words. I hope so. Otherwise, I've terrible career decision. But when it comes to numbers, I tend to get a little. It's not my strength. Math is not my strength. But anyway, lovely little bottle of champers, whatever. I'm thinking Bali prices. Get to the end of the night. What I thought was a $35 bottle of sparkling was a $350 bottle of champers, Jules. I got completely screwed over on the last night in Bali. I was wondering why we were getting treated so well. But yeah, that was probably the low light for me, spending $350 on a bottle of champagne.
Oh, I lost my...
Really put the pain in champagne that when that bill came, because I looked at the bill and I'm like, that looks like quite a lot, even for Balinese money. And then I'm like, whatever, I'll pay it. And then the girlfriend looks at it and she's like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, I don't know what happened. And we looked through and I'd spent, 350 Australian on a bottle of champagne. So that was definitely the low light.
Dang.
What about yourself? You went on a trip?
Yeah, we went up to Wollongong for a bit of family trip. We took the bub on the plane for the first time.
First baby trip?
Which was...
What are we talking, 3 hours, 2 hours?
No, I mean, it's you fly to Sydney and then, we got a hire car with baby seat and then we drove down to Thirroul, Surf Thirroul. We went down there where my partner's family is, and so... It was cool, the bub got to, meet cousins and, uncles and aunties and spend a bit more time with the grandparents and, some of my partner's friends and stuff like that. So that was cool. But yeah, the flight, I mean, if we were to do it again, all right, we probably picked flights at the shittest times.
Got you.
Because we were on an early flight on the Friday, which meant that we had to wake up extra early because you're like, we've got a baby. How do we do? What do we do? So that was we got through everything quickly and, we sort of, had a coffee in the Virgin Lounge. It was nice. It was relaxing. I was stressed because I didn't want to be that family on the flight.
Of course.
Bubba slept the whole time. It was great. He was great both ways. So it was really good. We went to a surprise birthday party.
Oh, okay.
That was his best friend. It was her birthday.
What age was she?
40th.
Okay.
Surprise.
So,
I've never been to a surprise party.
I'm trying to think if I have now as well.
No.
I'd like to think that I've cooler friends than that, but no. A surprise 40th is an occasion that is worthy of a surprise birthday. So what was the plan? What happened?
So it was so the husband of said partner is I call him the spy.
Okay.
I don't know if that's exactly what he does, but we'll call it that.
Gotcha.
He did a great job getting all the right people there. They'd booked out part of a restaurant.
Yep.
And you couldn't see it from the street as well.
Right.
So she walked down and they walked down and then they turned to the corner. We're all sitting allocated. So he's like, hey, surprise. I don't know if I could handle being the person getting the surprise. I much prefer being the surpriser rather than the surprisee because it'd be quite overwhelming. So we just had nice dinner, had drinks, and then went to a bar afterwards. Let me tell you, Wollongong at night. Whoa. It's a lot. There was a lot of people wearing not long pants.
Yes.
Like very, very short shorts. And
you weren't the only one wearing a
exactly.
Bintang t-shirt out and about.
It was a lot because it's a uni town. So there's a lot of 18-year-olds getting around. It was wild. It was a lot, but it was cool. It was a great time. So it was
The Gong.
The Gong.
Were you tempted to do a gig? I know there's a few little places in the Gong too.
I thought about it, but I was given quite a packed itinerary of events, which meant that I was not able to sneak away. There was a few messages that come through and be like, are you in New South Wales by any chance? And I did not take that. I was well behaved for a change, but it was good. It's good to get to the beach and.
It is a funny one with what we do because I had reached out and had a few chats with people about doing some shows in Bali, and I could just see the look on my partner's face that hey.
You're not doing that.
She's like, what's our plans for Darwin? It's like, well, I've got a gig every night we're there. But then we'll get to Bali and then I'll probably do a gig every night we're there. And then she's lovely, she's supportive, but I could tell underneath the faux support was like, could we just have a holiday for a few days and you not do a fucking gig?
Speaking of, run us through your gigs. How did they go?
Yes.
Your first time doing a solo hour.
Yes.
Give us the Darwin.
Good. We haven't had a
rundown.
chance other than a few passing comments and whatnot. So it's very fun. I got there. When did I get there? I got there a couple of days in advance. It was one of those ones where it was cheaper to get a flight on the Tuesday and pay 2 nights of accommodation than it was to fly on the Thursday.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'll sit in the sun.
Yeah.
The weather, I was just getting messages about how terrible the weather was in Melbourne. So that was good. First gig was on a Thursday night, which I didn't realize until I got up there. They had an open mic.
Yeah, they do.
Which I don't know if it's every week, but maybe I think it's every month.
Yep.
And it just happened to be the Thursday I was there. Right. So I'm like, can I jump up? Opportunity to, try some stuff out. Got up there. I love Darwin open mics. You can literally say and do anything you want. And the crowd gets behind you. There was a guy there, very funny, but he's like, oh, I've got this new Hitler stuff. I've got this new Hitler stuff that I wanted to try. And he killed. He did great. But it was one of those ones, an open mic, sold out. They're turning people away at the door. You know that room, that little box. The MC's great. I've worked with him before. Everyone did a great job. Newbies, some old trusted favorites. A few people dropped out, and then I got to go on last. They said, we've had a few dropouts. Just do whatever you want. And I had a bunch of new Darwin-y type stuff that I wanted to try out, just about Darwin. So I just basically riffed for 20 minutes straight. Murder fest. It was absolutely fantastic. And I did some jokes, which I won't repeat on here, that I just had stuffed away that I'd never done before. 'Cause I'm like, I can't say this in public. I can't say this in Melbourne and make it out alive, but that was fun. So did that. So Thursday was great. Friday, I emceed the main show. And it was a bit of, it got described to me as an eclectic lineup. And it was a bit of a struggle.
Yep.
Which I wasn't prepared for. I think I will kind of, on the Thursday night, it was so much fun.
Who headlined that show?
Kelly Gulliver.
Great act.
She's fantastic.
She's great
wonderful.
Act.
So I got up there maybe a little bit too overconfident and didn't quite get them. And then the other acts didn't quite get them. Kelly did great, but never quite cracked them. So that was a bit tough. It kind of took away a bit of my confidence because I thought, here we go. Thursday night at an open mic, I'm murdering. Then a little dip. So it was a roller coaster of emotion. Then when I woke up on Saturday morning and discovered that we'd only sold 7 tickets so far, I was very low on confidence. I'm like, I've just eaten shit.
You've done a lot of marketing.
I've done a lot of marketing
too, I might say.
Thank you. But as is Darwin's way, throughout the day, the tickets started to feed through. And by the time the bunch of people bought on the door, and by the time the show started, there wasn't a spare seat, which is fantastic. And they were up for it, Dools.
Good.
They were up for it. I had our mate Jack Russell. Remember Jack Russell?
Yep.
He opened for me. He did a great job.
Good.
Did a very, very good job.
That's good.
There was a bit of an issue of lighting where they hadn't tested out the light and someone had changed the color, so it was under a red light.
That's okay.
I looked like I was standing in like an Amsterdam window somewhere, but it was good. We made fun of it, got some jokes, and then literally the show couldn't have gone any better. Every joke landed. All this stuff that I haven't had a chance to do on stage before because it's very particular to that show. Maybe less jokey, more storytelling type stuff. That all worked the way I wanted it to. So I was over the moon with how well the show went. Actually.
Great.
Yeah.
Well done.
So pretty
Congratulations.
stoked. Thank you.
It's a huge moment when you do your first sort of solo show experience. I'd say like your first moment where you do more than 30 minutes is kind of like a big sort of barrier for a lot of acts. So as soon as you start to get past that and then you move, how many did you end up doing? Minutes?
55.
Great.
I had to cut jokes at the end.
Yeah, fit in time.
Yeah, which was good because you never know. You're like, I think this goes for 50 to 60 minutes, but you don't really know until you're up there.
No, and then, laughs sort of take time or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
That's always a thing.
Yeah.
Well done, dude. That's really good. Darwin audiences, the late buyers are very stressful. Any gig, if you're listening at home, if you want to just sort of have a great show. Buy the tickets early because the comedians will not be stressed.
Yeah, that would be very, very nice. But thank you. And it turned after the show, a lot of people, they came out. You can't really tell when they're in the show because it's dark or whatever. But a lot of them were there on Thursday night and they bought tickets because of that. So, which was really good.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty stoked. Pretty happy.
yeah.
Gives you a bit of confidence going forward as we've got a few more lined up over the next 12 months, hopefully.
Yep, absolutely.
What about you? Did you get out gigging much?
Yeah, I've been trying to,
Saying this for weeks.
yeah, I've been trying to have a chill week. I think last time we were here, I said I was going to go watch Brunny, and you said you're going to get on there, and I did. I did, and it was good. It was it was a difficult night for a lot of acts. But I had quite a good set. I was pretty happy with that. I went on first, and it was at the start. I was like, "Well, I'm going to have to work really hard." But they were great.
Awesome.
I think there can be a thing when you do gigs to say a few hundred people, and then you do come to a gig, and I think at the start of my set there were single digits in the room. By the end of my set there was a few more, but that's sort of the coming from the high and then dropping down to the low. It can be a real struggle, but it's just taking every audience as it comes and like trying to connect with the individual people in the audience. So that was really good to do that. And then I headlined out at the Hurstbridge Anglers Club on the Thursday.
What soup did they have on offer?
It was potato and I think it was potato and cauliflower or potato and leek.
Okay, yep.
But I was on last, so I didn't have any.
Oh, no.
And then, by the time the show was done, it's like, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
You say your goodbyes to, you chat to the audience and then you go. And it was a weird vibe that night in the room. So it's a different gig.
It's definitely
it's a different gig. So they have comedy and music.
Who was because I remember last time I was there, he was a fantastic musician, absolutely great. But I think he was on in between acts and just before Fergus Neal, who was the headliner that night, he goes, this is my last song. It's about my friend who killed himself. And started playing mental health. It's real mental health is something we need to talk about. And then I turned to Ferg, okay, this will lift the crowd.
No, the musical act was great. It was just the comedy that they weren't into. That was good. Like I was a little bit worried. And the first joke landed, second joke landed. I was like, okay, cool, we're off here. There was a couple of bits where they were a little bit quiet, but I was also throwing in some new stuff and ideas in there that aren't fully fleshed out yet. But it was good to get, especially get some minutes in. So that was really good. And then this past week was out in Bendigo on Thursday night at the Queen's Arms Hotel, I want to say. Queen's Arms Hotel.
Yes.
Which is a great gig run by Josh Wolseley, Queen's Arms Comedy on the social media. And it was good. It was the late call in, like, hey, can you MC? And it was one of those deals where it was like, I think on the Monday or Tuesday, I had another gig offer come through and quite a good gig. And I was like, hey, like, are there any tickets? Like, how's this gig looking? And he's like, look, we've only sold 2 tickets at this point. And then I was like, I'll give it 24 hours. And like next day, big jump in ticket sales, another big jump, few people at the door. It was a great gig. Tate Middleton closed it out, which is always good.
Tate man,
young
he's back in Victoria, is he?
For a brief period. So that was good to go up there and to sort of hang shit on some judo guys that was sitting there, and Pete and his wife. Hello to them. So that was a good fun. That was a good show. And then on Saturday night, I was in Yay. Again with that crew, so they're under the banner of what is there? I want to give them the right regional comedy gigs, regional_comedy_gigs. So if you are regional, they do gigs,
comedy gigs, I think.
Yeah, regionally. So that was good. It's again Josh Wolseley, Sean Popper Rosai, Jim Hallowell, Elijah Dries was also on the lineup. It was a good show. Got to again MC'd and got plenty. There was a female in the front row. Like if so, say you've got a broken pinky.
Yeah, okay.
You've broken your pinky. What sort of you look like you're like what sort of. How would that look and present itself, in terms of would there be plaster? Would you have like a neck brace on? Like what sort of...
Would you have a neck brace on for a broken pinky?
Well, she had her arm in a sling.
What, for a broken pinky?
I was like, what's happened to your arm? And she's like, nothing's happened to my arm. I'm like, you're in a sling, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you... She's like, I broke my pinky in a horse incident.
Trying not to swear as much on this podcast. What was she doing with the horse?
Well, I mean, that was the question on everyone's.
Yeah, I think
she didn't
so.
want to go into it, so I'm
Sounds
just
like she did get into it.
It's either dicks or ketamine.
Yeah,
one of the two. So they were great value there. There was a couple who they'd been together for 25 years, high school sweethearts.
There's a lot of. I find that a lot in the country. You do get a lot of highs. It's beautiful.
And then I was like, okay, well, we all want to know. Like the question on everyone's mind is, have you done it with other people before? And they were like, nope. Well, the dude said no. She didn't give me anything. So it was a good show. That was good. So regional comedy gigs, get around them. They're doing all sorts of fun things.
Bendigo. Love Bendigo.
Yeah.
You've still yet to have a good gig there, but I love going there and performing. Yeah. I've had a lot of fun gigs. I wouldn't classify them as good.
No, this was a good gig. It was well set up. Yeah, the microphone was so incredibly loud. So I was like, I don't need this.
Yep.
Because it was like, whoa. But it was good. They ran a great gig, and the people in the audience were good fun and some snort laughers, which I always enjoy.
Very good. Also, for yesterday, happy Father's Day. It was your first Father's Day. What did you get up to?
The Yay gig, because it was, a little bit of a distance, and it was pissing down with rain on the way home through very windy sort of bushland. I got home quite late, and the bubba decided he wanted to wake up a few times throughout the night.
Oh, beautiful.
So that was good. So I got up early because I was awake and let the other two sleep, and I did washing. I went to the supermarket. I really sort of lived it up. Really lived it up.
Did he get you anything? Did Zeph get you anything?
He gave me a headache.
Okay. Nice.
It was good. We had a family thing at my grandparents. So that was good. Everyone got together. Maltese pizzas and pastas and all that. So that was quite good. How about you? Did you get sued yesterday? Or?
Funnily enough, I didn't get around to chatting old dad. So, no, not much. I forgot it was on.
Yeah, I didn't. I definitely didn't speak to my dad.
Exactly. But if you hate your dad, tickets for my dad trying to sue me over a joke, it's... 1 from 1 so far. Every time I've done it, it's been great. You'll love it. Geelong Comedy Festival. Also, we'll get to that later. But I'm going to South Australia, Jules.
I did see that.
Yes.
That was good. In October.
Have you been?
I have been.
I know you have been, but how have you found SA?
Great audiences. Yeah. I've only really gigged around Adelaide, but they've always been really warm, happy to laugh. That they're not very chatty, but if you talk to them from the stage, they will respond. Not necessarily, keen to, but they will.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yep. Tell us about. No, we'll get into it
later. We're 25 minutes in. We haven't spoken any sport, nor are we going to next because we've got some audience questions.
I tell you what. So I had an interesting interaction with someone on Instagram. I was like, forgot my words then. Giselle 94.
Famous social media network
Yes,
platform.
exactly.
Yep.
MySpace. And it was a weird question. This person's been following me for a while. You know, they every now and then they chime in. They'll ask a sort of, you know, like, when are you coming to Murrumbina?
Yep.
And I still
Lovely
haven't
part
been
of
to
the world.
Murrumbina.
Lovely part of the world, Murrumbina.
But it was an interesting question, and it was: are comedians friends with each other, or are we competitive? And I think I'd posted something about the Liverpool soccer team, football team, about sort of, you know, because when on a football field, you know, the players are on, and then it's like the bench, like you can't just rotate on and off like you do in AFL. It's like once you're off, that's it, you're done. So it's very competitive. And so, what's your?
This is a great question.
It's a loaded
makes you
question,
think.
isn't it?
Makes you think. There's no way to answer it where you're not going to annoy someone. But I think you as probably as similar to me. I won't speak for you, but you've played sports all your life pretty much. So I've also played sports most of my life, and I'm just innately competitive. But I would say we're more friendly than competitive, and there's some friendly competitiveness to it. I think that anytime I see someone that does well or is doing well, I'm always happy for them. But I do know that I do not represent the majority of comedians, because I know there are people that are a lot more competitive and maybe not so happy that you're doing when someone's doing well, and you'll hear all the chatter. It's like, why is that person getting this opportunity and that kind of thing? But I would say mostly friends.
Yep.
I would say there's a little bit of healthy competitiveness, but honestly, I think it's pretty meek in that regards. It's not like, whoa. But yes, what would you say?
Yeah, pretty similar. I think I am naturally very competitive, but in comedy, you know, it's one of those things where everyone's kind of running their own race. So I've got like a circle of comedians, of which, you know, you are part of, that, you know, I sort of always want to see do well, and will sort of give opportunities to when they present themselves and put people's names forward. And like, I want to see people do well. But there is definitely that element of comedian, especially at the lowest level, I find, like, because it's, well, you know, having worked with quite a few headliners now, like, they don't give a shit. Like, they're like, how great, that's awesome. But I think at that level where it's like you're trying to go from being an open mic amateur comedian to like a semi-pro to a pro, I think that's where you see that sort of the drag down of response, you know. And there's, you know, as I started to book club gigs and club spots, I definitely remember rocking up to a few open mic gigs after that, because I was still an open micer. And rocking up to that, and if looks could kill, and then some people would just say it to your face. So that's there is that element there. But I think on the whole, like, I've got a good circle of people around me, and it's like I want to see them do well. I want to see everyone do well, because if all comedians are doing well, then it means it's a healthy, thriving scene. It means more audience members are going to come to shows because they're like, oh, this is great, you know, and it's better for everyone. So I think rising tide lifts all boats, but some people want to put some holes in the boat.
Yes, great question, Giselle. And just because I'd never thought about this before. I do remember when I first started, I was way more competitive.
Yep.
But I didn't know that the attrition rate of comedy was so low, because I was like, the people that I started out with, there was probably 10 to 20 that started literally within a month or two. And it's not that I didn't want them to do well. It was more like, I want to get more gigs than this person. And I think that helped me, because I did sort of do a lot more gigs and was leveling up pretty quickly. But then I realized after like 6 months, it's like me and two other people are still doing it. So
I think one of the biggest changes for me was when I started, where I had that similar thing. It's like, I just want to gig and do all the gigs, get on all the shows, get on all the spots. And then I realized that, that's like, I don't care about the other comedians. You know, it's like, what does the audience think? What do they respond? As soon as I shifted from like being other comedian focused to audience focused, like that's when things start to take off.
Yes.
I had another question. Yeah, it was a very good question. Davo the Bomber slid into my messages. Doesn't follow me either, which is, come on, Davo.
Hit the follow button, like and subscribe.
Yeah, it's literally easier than writing me a message. You were booked at the brewery near me, then the show got canned. When is it going to happen? And what happens for you if it is cancelled? And didn't say where.
Yeah, I was about to say, what gig? What brewery gig gets cancelled?
I had to. The only thing that I could think of, I was meant to do a gig at Bad Shepherd Brewery.
Yes.
With Dave Hughes. And that gig got cancelled because he was then playing in the Legends game. Obviously,
yes.
got injured.
Yes.
I'm guessing, if not, just assume that happens. Generally, if a gig gets cancelled, there's going to be a few different reasons. Often, the amount of times a venue will double book the venue and not realise until very close. That happens quite a bit. Sometimes it's a ticket sales thing, but if it's the Hughesy one, it wouldn't have been that one that was selling really well. That's generally, sometimes it's us who pull the pin as well. So
yep.
we were booked to do a gig, and the venue in another function space had a band playing, and it was going to be quite a drum and bass techno sort of vibe. And we're like, well, that's going to impact the quality of the show. And again, you're thinking about the audience and you want them to have a good experience, that they come back again. So we pulled the pin that time. What happens if it is cancelled? So the gig at Bad Shepherd is going to happen on September 19th, but not with Hughesy because, injured. So it'll be with Tony Martin. And what happens for me if the gig is totally cancelled is that I don't get paid. So we don't like cancelling gigs. Believe me, when you're a comedian, we're not on a salary.
Yes, exactly. Just because you brought it up, you mentioned something before, and I saw this today, which was very serendipitous. You said, who is the best TV dad of all time? Is it Sandy Cohen from the OC? Which I 100% agree with.
Absolutely.
I literally yesterday, I had a wine tour on Saturday.
Okay.
For a friend's birthday party.
Yep.
And I think because I was a bit tired and whatever from my trip, I got absolutely shit-faced and fell asleep, and then I spent all Sunday in bed. And we have been I've been rewatching, first time for the partner, watching the OC. Mind-blowing. Knocked out. I don't know what happened with our lighting. But, we just got up to the end of season 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge moment.
Yeah, big moment.
Huge. Season 2, a lot of stuff happens in season 2.
A lot of stuff happened. But I've said it, record it for prosperity. The first season of the OC is the greatest season of television ever made.
Yep. Agreed.
And I would agree with you that Sandy Cohen is the best TV dad ever.
Gotta love the Sandman.
Who else did anyone reach out with any other recommendations?
There
Homer
was
Simpson, sure.
Homer Simpson. No one's reached out with Homer. There was a few photo replies, and I'm like, I don't know who they are. There was one guy. There was one response. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll show it to you. And I thought this guy was on a crime show. That guy.
That's Nathan Fillion from was on Firefly. He's also currently the Rookie. He was also
Is he like a magician or something?
No,
like a police magician.
I don't know what dad he's ever played on TV though.
No.
Interesting.
There you
But
go.
love Sandy.
Yeah.
Should we 35 minutes in? You want to talk about sport or what?
I tell you what, we've it's been a big, huge week in sport. And a huge week for the budgie smugglers because we were on them so early in the piece. Not like you bandwagoners.
No, we were talking about them when nobody was talking about them, sorting out sponsorship deals.
We're talking Guacamole Picklum is the world champion.
She did it. She did it.
Did it.
Oh.
Did it the hard way.
Did it the hard way. Didn't make it easy for herself, but she bloody did it. She did it in style as well in the end.
Lost the first heat, and it was like, oh, is it the moment? Is it, what was happening there? Was she picking the wrong waves? Was she rushing? Was the pressure getting to her?
Cometh the moment, cometh the molly. She did it. Guacamole Picklum. Zambrero, where's her dealer?
Yes. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, get behind her. But yeah, huge. She a very interesting season where she was just constantly up in the top echelon. Didn't really win anything until in the last month or two. Cracked out 2 wins and then did it when it mattered. So our newest world champion at just 22 years old.
So I reckon I'm going to call this now at the end of her career will go down as Australia's best surfer. Wow. Full stop.
So Stephanie Gilmore won how many titles?
A lot of titles.
8.
Yep.
She won 8 from 2007, which is how many years ago, Dools?
22?
18. So she won her first at like 17, though. So she's got a bit of a head start.
Got a jump.
But yeah, I agree. She dominated. I think this is just going to give her more confidence to go out and win more and more and more. But 8 is the record.
Picklum will do that.
You think so?
Yep, I reckon. Because, I think it's partly how she won this one, because it's like she didn't come out of the gates and, win every single event. Like, wasn't building up. It was just
consistency.
Consistent and scrappy and making it to the last few every time and doing really well. And then, overcame the adversity of not winning the first heat to then come back. And it's quite grueling as well. You got to win the next 2 heats to win the whole thing. So, showed that, she can swim in the deep waters against pressure and the clock, and did it the hard way. And I think that says a lot.
Love it. Love it. Oh, we could talk about that all day because I don't know what we're going to do each week because we pretty much talk about her every week.
We do, yeah.
All right. This is what happened, though, Jules. Former West Coast player Mitch Brown became the AFL's first male player to come out as openly bisexual. What were your thoughts on this, Jules?
Huge moment, especially with the timing of it following Isaac Rankine.
Yes.
Rankine?
Yes.
Isaac Rank, saying some shit on field to Isaac Quaynor, apparently it was directed to. So I know Mitch Brown.
Okay.
And I know his current partner, Lou, very well.
Yep.
Brownie sat front row at my festival show this year.
Ah, that's nice.
Hello, Brownie. Tell you what, big balls move to come out and to put that out there in the AFL sporting context where there is a lot of that sort of grossness on the men's side of the game, and he's handled it all very well. He's handled being in the spotlight very well, and apart from having a pretty average haircut.
Oh, my God.
He's got a very questionable haircut. That gets worse. Get a haircut, Brownie. But otherwise, a huge legacy building moment.
Amazing. Game changer. Hopefully this opens the floodgates to make it a little bit more accepting and common in that space, which generally hasn't been. And he talked about his story and overhearing things. So very courageous for him. And like you said, the timing of it was perfect. So huge round of applause to Mitch Brown.
Yes, huge one. Also, though, the other Mitch Brown.
I was about to say, oh, my God, that was poor other Mitch Brown. Who
like Geelong, Melbourne, and Essendon.
Yes, exactly. So a bit of a what do you call them? Journeyman, and he got roped into it, but he played it with class.
Yep, absolutely. I think as well, to be the first of anything is quite difficult because now, Brownie was a very solid player, had a lot of injuries, so probably never reached his potential on field. His twin Nathan at Collingwood and then St Kilda, I believe.
Yes. Correct.
Had a much better run with injury. But for Brownie now to be the one, it's quite a difficult thing. I know when I was working the AFL, chatting to players, that was the big thing that was holding, players back, was not wanting to then have to be the spokesperson for the community. So well done, Brownie, for taking that mantle.
Well
tail.
done. Oh, I've got to talk about this story.
Even I'm annoyed about.
Oh, you did. You
I'm
saw
annoyed.
this?
I've read about it and I'm annoyed.
Oscar Piastri got screwed again, Dools.
Screwed.
Oh my God. It just keeps happening. Obviously, if you're not familiar, Piastri was in third place. Lando went into pit. The pit crew stuffed it up. Long pit. Piastri comes out in front, and the team orders Piastri to give up his place. Just to give it back, even though it's going to have a detrimental effect on his world title chances. But this is just one in a long list this year of just Piastri getting screwed over by Lando Norris because he's the favorite. You know what it's like? You know what this is, Dools? It's the classic case of a chilled, cool Aussie Piastri and the whinging Pom. Oh, he's just a big sook. Anytime something doesn't go his way, it's absolutely disgusting. What were you read about it? You didn't like it either? Did not like it. I would say it's racism. McLaren looking after their little boy Lando. And it's just, it doesn't make sense to me as someone who's not a big F1 guy and a big F1 fan when Piastri is clearly performing better, despite the fact that his own team is shooting him in the foot. Yeah.
Like, why would they be doing that? It makes no sense.
Racism, like you said. But the thing is, and people will point to Hungary last year where there was a very similar situation where Lando Norris, and this was for the lead, was asked to give a place back to Piastri because doing the team pit stop thing. 13 laps, he just drove around in circles, wouldn't let Piastri through the whole time, just sulking, wouldn't say a word. The whinging little Pom just going driving around Hungary, crying like a little baby, and then eventually let him through at the end, and he was miserable about it for months. What happens when they ask Piastri? He goes, well, I don't agree with this, but if that's what you like done, switch, it was over. No complaining, no whinging, even after the race, Piastri, even though the internet's in fuego at the moment, in flames, incensed. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, Dools.
And it's, the media, like the commentators vary all on Norris, and what was really interesting from what I read is at the podium, everyone booed Norris and social media is going nuts.
Whinge and Pom.
Yep. Speaking of, people who aren't that good, Alex Minuer crashes out in the quarterfinals again. I can't remember where I said he'd make it. It was
you said quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals. Yep. I tell you what, quarterfinal Minuer. This time he lost to the 25th ranked Canadian journeyman nobody named after a house cat, Felix Auger-Aliassime. I don't know if that's.
We've talked a lot about the demon on this program. It's mostly you.
I think he's got performance demons.
I think he does. But obviously, he gets to the quarterfinals. He's often coming against a Novak Djokovic or an Alex Sinner or one of these top Alcaraz, these top tier. That is fair enough. He's just underneath that top tier. But to get to the quarters and then come against some Canadian nobody's ever heard of, ranked 25th, and just choke, wins the first set and then loses 3 straight after. Oh, it was sad. That was the saddest loss I think he's ever had.
Do you think he'll ever win a major?
No.
No, neither.
No chance. No chance. I tell you what is major, this accomplishment by Nikki Watt.
Oh.
You're a big Nikki Watt fan?
Yep, obviously the daughter of former cyclist Kathy Watt.
Exactly. She's charging. Nikki Watt has speared the largest striped marlin in Australia. The largest marlin speared by a woman in the world. Listen to this, Dools. 162.5 kilograms this fish was.
That's monstrous.
It's huge. It's bigger than this room. 162 kilogram fish. He spearfished it. This comes just months after she had a breast cancer diagnosis, which made her think that she'd never be able to dive again.
Oh, because she's in the water when you're spearfishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yes, exactly.
How do you get that close to a marlin? Aren't they quick?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But you can, I have no idea how spearfish and marlin goes. No. But this is the biggest one ever caught in Australia and the biggest one ever by a woman.
Do they eat them afterwards?
I hope so.
Or do they spear them?
I don't
Chuck
think
'em
you
back
can.
in?
I
No,
think
they're once they're speared, they're
I
done.
don't think you can catch and release a spear.
It's like Edge 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. That's time out. But that's a big fish.
Where was this done?
Australia.
How's your? Are you a big fisherman? A keen fisherman?
I like watching River Monsters, but that's about it. So after watching River Monsters, I got you seen this show?
Yeah, I'm familiar. Yep.
You're familiar. I loved it.
Yep.
Watched every episode, and then I got into fishing for a bit. Went out, bought a rod and reel, bought a sea kayak, and so I was living in Willie at the time.
Yep.
And I used to. I remember buying it. Thought about it for months. I kept telling my girlfriend at the time, like, I'm buying a kayak because I'm going to catch river monsters. And then eventually I bought one, much to her chagrin. She says, this is the biggest waste of $850 I've ever seen in my life. And I said, just you watch. Well, the amount of fish I'll be catching, it's going to pay for the kayak in about 3 months.
How many times have you used it?
So I go the first day, Dils. First day I go out. I take out, get the fishing rod in the sea kayak. I go out and I capsize about 3 times. Very difficult to fish a kayak. I don't know how anyone does it. And then it sat in the backyard and just sat there rotting for months and years until we broke up.
Wow. There you go.
It was a very contentious point.
It's very hard to fish from a kayak when you're actually upside down, capsized.
Yeah, I know. I was
good for spearfishing, though. You're in the water.
Yeah, I could have done more of that. But I just remember getting in there and I'm like trying to I'm like, how do you do it? And then it turns out you're supposed to get one of the feet ones so that you can fish with that. But yeah, it's very contentious.
Yeah.
The kayak. But so yeah, you could say I know a thing or two about fishing, is what I'm trying to say. Tell us, what about you? You keen fisherman?
No. I'd rather just like stand around,
Yeah, true.
I know what you do. The Wallyroos have advanced to the final 8 of the Women's Rugby World Cup despite a 40-point loss to the arch enemy England in their final pool game.
Bit of a tushy kicking they took by the Poms there, but they're in the finals. What can we get? They got to do better than Alex Dimonor, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what they need to do is just like, release some footage of Wallyroos and let people be like, jump out. Terrifying.
I'm just going to quickly look up a Wallyroos. How can you describe it to the ones that are just listening on audio?
I think if a kangaroo and a quokka.
Oh, so it's half wallaby, half
wallaby. Yeah, a kangaroo and a wallaby.
Oh, there's an albino one.
Whoa.
Oh, no thanks.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Yeah,
that's my track. A former heavyweight boxing champion, Aussie Joe Bugner, died.
Aussie Joe.
Do you remember Aussie Joe Bugner?
Yeah, I do.
875. At his peak, he fought Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier in back-to-back fights in 1973, and he also fought Muhammad Ali in 1975. He lost all 3 bouts on points, being the only man to fight both and never get knocked out.
There you go. That's what a legacy to be remembered for losing, but not losing in the way that you get just totally blitzed, but you still lost them.
Yeah. It's like Rocky. It's basically he's like Rocky.
Yeah.
The thing I love most about Aussie Joe Bugner is I think he was Polish.
Yeah. He definitely had a bit of twang in his voice.
Yeah, but he was an icon. He was an icon of boxing, but that's sad. Well, we're getting into your hood now.
Yeah.
Let me tee you up for this one, actually, because you know more about this one than me. Ange Postecoglou has reportedly knocked back a job offer from Turkish giants Fenerbahce.
Close.
Yeah?
That was Fenerbahce. Yeah.
Oh, I was pretty close.
I don't know if that's...
what are you hearing around Ange? There's a lot of rumours flying.
Well, he also allegedly was in the running for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. I think he's just waiting for the right opportunity and will step in. I think he's probably, he doesn't need to worry about money after the giant payout that he got from Tottenham. So he's just waiting for the right opportunity. I did note that the Tottenham chairman, Daniel Levy, is no longer chairman. So, Ange still taking scalps for Tottenham, even though he's not there.
I have heard something about maybe waiting for another team in the Premier League. There's it's too early to sack anyone, but there's a few people sort of on the chopping block. There's
a couple of teams that you'd normally expect to be higher up, and one of them being Man City, who are not that high up at the moment. You know, they're a team in transition, so you never know. Teams that are used to success, and when they're not getting that, Arsenal are great at not winning anything ever again. So they haven't won anything for ages. Their fans are just smug. Man U, like
they haven't done that.
Jeez.
They've done nothing.
And Manchester United are still living off the glory days of Alex Ferguson. They are at best a mid-table team.
Interesting.
I tell you what is interesting. Over in the NBA, the slob goblin lord himself, Josh Giddey, the Bulls have upped an offer. They've upped it to 4 years at $88 million. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, he wants 120. He wants standard starting point guard money of $30 million a year, which would be 120. So they've lowballed him at 20 a year. They've gone up slightly to 22. At this stage, and I'm sure that number will come up a bit, it's obviously not going to get to 120, but it's going to be on Josh to figure out what he wants to do. Does he want to sign for under market value, or does he want to take the $12 million qualifying offer and become an unrestricted free agent at the end of next season? What would you do, Dool?
I reckon bet on himself. Yep. I reckon he'll take the 1 year and ball out for the year, and then he can pick exactly where he wants to go in a team that'll suit him and suit his style.
Yep, I like it. Bet on yourself, Josh. It's still $12 million. I mean, you're leaving. It's quite a lot of money, I guess. It's several lotto wins. You leave it on the table.
I'd be happy with that.
Cam Thomas took the qualifying offer, and he's terrible.
Yeah.
So I think I would, if I'm Josh Giddey, I'm not taking 88. I'm not taking anything less than 110.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Imagine being in that position, though, where, like, that's what you're squabbling over. It's like, $88 million is not enough money for me.
Yeah.
That is wild to think about.
Well, I think it's more just like Jalen Suggs is getting $30 million. Isaiah was Emmanuel Quickly's getting 30-something million.
And he got there very fast.
Exactly. All right, we're back in, Josh. The Socceroos beat New Zealand 1-0.
Yep.
Tell us about this, Doors.
Tell you, for the first time since he started, Popper picked a good squad.
Okay.
It was a good squad. The change, it was more that, like, he picked players who were in form and, like, deserving of it, not players who, were being a little bit mid. There was one or two players who you could argue shouldn't have been in there. But again, like, his starting lineup was, if you had to pick the weakest lineup of the squad, that was probably like, it was like, come on, mate. You've got the players, put them on. And when he started to make those subs, those players, the younger players who are in form, and that's what I've always been talking about, players that are in form, they came on, changed the game, because New Zealand were playing very, very well. And Max Ballard, who has been a very, very good player over in the Netherlands for the last year or two, I think, he's now captain of his club and should have been getting minutes a long time ago. He came on, and within 2 minutes of his making his debut, scores the winning goal. And you could see what it meant to him, but it was set up by Mo Toure, who looked fantastic. Aaron Kunda looked fantastic. Milanovic looked great. Need to see Segicic. Need him in there. Get him in there, bro. Come on, Popper. But we like the squad. We love the squad.
All right, so we're making moves in the right direction.
We like the squad.
I feel like, as I was obviously overseas, I feel like we should be beating New Zealand more than 1-0, though.
They've got some good players, New Zealand.
Do they?
They've got some very good players who play in, Chris Wood, very good striker in the Premier League.
Okay.
They got a lot of good players these days.
All right.
The gap is close. And Popper plays with a bit more of a negative style, so it does invite a little bit of pressure sometimes.
Okay. All right. Are we going to win the World Cup or not?
I'd say we'll do a Diminor.
Okay. Oh, quarterfinal. That'd be pretty good.
I reckon,
I'll be happy with a demon.
Because the thing about Popper is his style is, while it's frustrating, it does get results, and it's probably a good tournament style. But they just need to find a bit more potency going forward and not be just so defensive all the time.
All right. All right, we're going in depth here. The New York Post has claimed that Ben Simmons, our boy, Box Hill Benny, has been, quote, questioning whether he even wants to continue playing in the NBA next season, Dulce. What are your thoughts on this? He's cashed in. He's got his big contract. He pretty much, it feels like, obviously injuries have been a big part of it.
Yep.
Mental health has been a big part of it. I don't want to sort of denigrate any of that whatsoever. He's got a bad back. That's not going to help if you're 6'10" point guard. But what do you think about this revelation that maybe just packs it all in?
Bring him back home. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. I'd love to see Box Hill Benny play for the Melbourne Tigers in the NBL 1. And you imagine him in that. Oh, my God. He would tear it up.
Do you think he's going to play anywhere?
I reckon...
It's still $3 million veterans min contract. You'd take it, wouldn't you?
Even if you're sitting on the end of the bench. I mean, it depends on his mental health. I think that's probably a huge thing. But people forget how good he was in his Philly days when he was at his best, all defensive first teamer a few times, all NBA third team, all-star. Like, he was legitimately a very good player and had the potential to be a great all-time player, but injuries, probably the mental side of things, sort of got in the way. So I hope he continues playing. But if he came to Australia and played just for that sort of like career rejuvenation sort of thing that you can see happen, I think that would be a good option for him.
It'd be great. I think it'll be great. I hope he does that. I don't know that he will, though. I feel like he'd just slide off into the night and we'll never see him again. Yeah, sadly.
In a turtleneck, skivvy. He's got real skivvy vibes. Do you reckon? Like, he would wear a skivvy often.
Yeah, I think I've seen him in a turtleneck.
Yeah.
Once or twice. Is he the most naturally talented basketball player Australia has ever produced, sans Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Have to be, right?
Yeah, he'd be up there. I'd say it'd be him.
Bogut.
Yeah, Bogut, but yeah, Bogut, pre-injury, Bogut, absolutely. He was a fiend. And Thon Maker.
I love Thon Maker.
Kung Fu Thon.
Bring in my Thon Maker rookie club.
Hell yeah. AFL finals.
Yes. Did you watch much of it?
I was working on all of the nights, so I have not seen any, but a lot of good close games, I hear.
It's great games. I didn't watch many of them either, but so this is going to be a really good review. But I think Collingwood beating Adelaide's a huge result. The David Swallow point, that was awesome. Really dug that one.
Yep. Yeah, good on him. And that sets up a really good game. A Q clash.
Q clash in the finals.
Shit name.
What have we got? We've got the derby, clash. The showdown, and the Battle of the Bridge is the best.
Yeah. And the Q
And then the Q clash. Yeah, it's probably the fourth.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yep.
And then Adelaide and Hawthorn. No one listens. No one's here to listen to us talk about AFL. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I got a big question for you though.
Yep.
One of 11 known baggy green caps worn by Australian cricket great, I'll use great in inverted commas, Sir Donald Bradman has been brought by the National Museum of Australia. The museum secured the cap for $438,550 at auction, with a federal government contribution covering half the costs. Is this what our government should be spending our tax dollars on?
Wow. 11 caps is the interesting thing there for me. So that means there's 10 other very expensive caps there, baggy greens. I know you think he's the most overrated Australian cricketer of all time.
No, overrated sports person.
Sports person, bigger than cricket. Yeah. Wow, that is... I wouldn't have thought the government would need to tip into that. That's a lot. Holy shit.
$500,000 of tax dollars.
And he's got 11. If it was one, I'd be like, okay, cool, but there's 11.
Yeah, exactly. If it was like the only one.
One for every player.
Yeah,
who's on the field.
I don't know. I feel gypped.
Yeah.
I feel gypped. I'm not going to go to the National... Where is the National Sport Museum of Australia?
Oh,
Canberra?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not going to Canberra to look at a hat.
I'm not going to Canberra.
I'm not going to Canberra full stop.
Yeah.
Ever. So actually, I'm planning on going to Canberra. It's a great town.
Very well designed. Very green. It's very cold in winter,
yes,
Canberra.
It does. But there's not a lot going on there. But I'm not going just to look at this hat. Unless you pay a bus ticket.
Yeah, what would you do? What else is there to do in Canberra? Go to the Mint.
Could do that.
I've been to Canberra before. I have
as well.
An ex from Canberra, and that was the big thing. Was they're like, oh yeah, there's the Mint there.
Did you go?
No, I couldn't give a shit. So yeah, cool. Great. I've seen money before. I don't need to see where it's made. So Canberra.
All right, let's have a look. Things to do in Canberra.
It's a short list. Tell you the Google reviews on Canberra.
All right, coming in at number 1 is the Australian War Memorial. There's Parliament of Australia. Sure. Questacon. Don't know what that is. It's a science museum.
I think that's their science works.
Okay, they got the National Zoo and Aquarium, the Mount Ainslie Lookout, and Lake Burley Griffith. So pretty quickly, for the capital city of Australia, you're pretty much going into lake territory.
Yep.
There's a nice lake. Anyway.
Yep. Okay, so a little bit of a Google reviews on the city of Canberra. John Adamson gave it 1 star. A terrible place. A total embarrassment to our great country that this place is our capital city. Even the Kiwis across the Dutch have a capital city that puts ours to shame. The place has no soul. It's like a giant Lego set. Oh, that's harsh on Lego. It is totally bland with nothing about it, no character or anything. And then there are the people. OMG, the rudest, most ignorant, entitled people you will ever meet, and very insular. If you are not born and bred in Canberra, you will always be an outsider, no matter how hard you try.
Seems like a pretty.
I'll send you this page. We can read a few of these here. Quiz X has given it 1 star. The worst city. People are unfriendly. Shops closed far too early. Overpriced food. Won't come again ever again. Won't come again ever again. That's a sentence.
Is that?
That is. Oof.
This one just says 1 star, most unfriendliest city in Australia, and people cannot drive for shit.
Yeah, from TTYY. Impact has given it 2 stars. That's a positive. Canberra has great potential. Sadly, it's not fulfilled due to accessibility and transport reasons. Canberra needs a fast rail network to Sydney. I think that would create a lot, bad spelling, more investment opportunities for the place and would help it grow and develop. Sadly, Canberra is a very quiet place which won't appeal to most people.
Yes. I'm struggling with this app.
Here's Lala Box. Lala Box. This is we'll make this the last one here. Lala Box has given it, and there's comments here as well. Lala Box, 1 star. I lived in Canberra for 10 years. Here's my honest opinion. I don't mean to be negative, but Canberra is mostly full of stuck-up snobs who assume they are better than everybody else.
Common theme.
If you don't go to university and get a top-paying job, you are automatically deemed a commoner by Canberra standards and are unworthy of living there. The rent is too high. The price for food and clothing exceeds a reasonable and fair price. I lived there for 10 years and it was hell. Have moved and not looked back. P.S. If you plan on moving to Canberra, you better bring lots of money with you.
What were the any good comments?
Prue Chrome wrote, why were you living in Canberra for so long before you left? Was there no choice? And someone else has written, that's not entirely true. They came on a visa for study or family sponsored, which have restrictions also that require them to stay longer here. What? This person's like making a comment that makes no sense. Once restrictions are lifted, then they move out and leave all the rude snobs behind. Okay, I think that person was marching the other week. Canberra, what a dump.
That was one of my favourite jokes from Darwin.
Yeah.
Was glad you could all take a break from making signs for the rally to be here tonight.
That would have murdered.
Did pretty good. I'm not going to lie. All right, you got a top 5, Jules?
I do. Now, I've been accused many times of not including anything to do with sport in my top 5.
Ah, what? What? We're 1 hour. I think we've spent more. We just did 5 minutes on Canberra reviews. What are you talking about?
So I'm going to do a sports top 5 here. Okay, for you to shut you up. So these are my
It's about time.
top 5 favorite jerseys that I own.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Favorite sport jerseys.
That you own.
That
So
I own.
Very personal to you.
It is very, very personal.
All right.
Coming in at number 5, I own an early 90s Richmond Tigers jersey. It's woolen, like it's old school. Yep. It's got the TAC thing there. There's no number on the back.
No number on the back.
No number on the back. I had one when I was younger. It had number 3 on the back for the Flea, Dale Waitman.
Oh, yes.
But that's coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4. Hakeem Olajuwon, 1993 era Houston Rockets jersey. Hakeem the Dream, the best player from the best team. We love Hakeem. Championship year jersey as well, so that's good. Coming in at number 3, I've got a 1997 Melbourne Kmart Tigers Andrew Gaze jersey, the one with the claw stripes.
What's in the top 2? I thought that would be right up there.
Tell you what, coming in at number 2, a 1992-93 Melbourne Kmart Tigers Andrew Gaze jersey.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Seeing a theme.
Coming in at number 1, a jersey that from a championship-winning era
Of the Melbourne Tigers.
of the NBA.
Oh, okay.
NBA. Ooh, been an NBA fan for a very long time.
Yep.
Got a lot of throwback jerseys. I've got Yao Ming's. I've got Clyde Drexler's. I've got former Minnesota Timberwolves Rashad McCants.
Yep.
I've got one of his jerseys. I could be the only one to have that jersey. But number 1 from the San Antonio Spurs, number 10, Andrew Gaze.
Hey. Gazy just rounding out the top 3.
Dominating the guru.
Love that. Oh, that was a good one. It was sports related.
Yep.
Very personal to you.
Very Australian
Very
in
Australian.
the top 3.
I wouldn't even know what my top 5 are. It's good. Maybe I'll come back next week. I've got my top 10 Aussie athlete power rankings though, Jules, for the week.
Let's do it. I'm keen.
Oh, I love your keenness. Coming in at number 10, he made the finals. It didn't really make much of a splash. It is the Vortex Shaman, Jack Robinson, who just didn't quite get anywhere. But you know what? Finished top 5 for the year. I think that's a great result from Robbo to get in there for the finals in Fiji. At number 9, you know this one. Sure, it's your favorite. I'll just say it. It's Priscilla Hon.
Oh, yeah.
From what sport, Jules?
Badminton.
Close. It's tennis.
Oh.
She was our best Aussie at the US Open. So a little bit of a Cinderella story for Priscilla.
Yep. Okay. I thought when you said Priscilla Hon, I thought he's like Priscilla the Honourable, like it was a politician.
It could be. It could be. At number 8, your absolute favourite. You love this person. It's Alex Diminor.
Oh, yeah.
I know he didn't do great, but still to make the quarterfinals of a major, it's no mean feat, to be top 8. But obviously not very good. At number 7, your boy, I've gone because he kicked a goal, Max Ballard.
Yes, Maximilian
Ballard for his goal against New Zealand. At number 6, just still champion of the world, Jack Della Maddalena. Did he get a fight? And they just announced Islam Makhachev, which is going to be a huge fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
Good luck.
Do you think the size difference is going to help? I mean, they're the same. They look the exact same size is what I'm worried about.
It's going to be a lot. Like if you're matched up against Islam, like you're fighting a whole religion. So that's going to be tough.
Maybe we'll go down to the Sporting Globe Geelong again and watch that. That would be a good one. At number 5, no fight announced yet. Is there for Alexander Volkanovski?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of either.
There's been talk. There's been chatter.
Been a bit of chatter. But hopefully that gets announced soon. At number 4, I think he's been in here once before. Absolutely in fuego, Nick Dacos.
Yeah, my boy.
He's MVP, Players' Choice MVP. I think he's won the
on the bench in the All-Australian team. Who?
Interesting.
No Nick Stone either in the All-Australian team.
That was ridiculous. Callum Wilkie didn't even make the squad, and Josh Battle was in there. I don't know what's going on. The All-Australian team was a disaster this year. But obviously Collingwood, apart from maybe Geelong, the hottest team in footy at the moment, he had a ripper of a game the other night. And of course, at number 3, you can't go for a swim and catch a 162.5 kilogram fish and not make the power rankings. It's Nikki Watt.
Oh,
Nikki what? How big was it? What?
What the? Hello, Rove. What the?
A throwback. At number 2, he's been screwed. I'm not going to do that joke. He's been screwed, but he did win the week before last. He's still number 1 in the world by a hefty margin. Is our boy Oscar Piastri. And in number 1, the most deserved number 1 in the history of the power rankings. And when we get to our end of year power rankings, they are going to feature very, very, very heavily up the top. Number 1, world champion, Guacamole Picklum.
More like Goatamole Picklum.
Goatamole Picklum rounds out the top 10.
Huge. That's not a bad top 10 by you. Well done. I thought Jed Ashton should have been in there.
Yeah, me too. It was tough that Jed missed out.
Yep.
Related to Ashton Agar.
Yeah. Well, geez, I tell you. It'd be hard. Jed Ashton winning the Open Men shortboard titles in Sydney. Surfing. And
I thought you said shortbread titles.
Shortbread top
just
5.
Making biscuits.
That'd be amazing.
What a cross-section between for the budgie smugglers, a sporting cooking event.
Biscuits and sport. Tell you, if he was related to Ashton Agar, it'd probably give him an advantage paddling out.
No, that would
drag. Too much drag.
Too much drag. Is he running a triple thin?
Yeah.
No. All right, what do you got on this week, Dools? Anything?
So this week I'm finally having a chill week before things pick up again ever so slightly. My chilly, cruisy September is continuing at Frankston Brewhouse on Friday. I'll be working on some new stuff. So if you want to watch me throw some stuff against the wall, metaphorically or literally, don't know. I'll be doing that, but otherwise just hanging out this week. It's going to be good. What about yourself?
Love it. Got a pretty chill one myself. I'm still filling in for the trivia, which has been fun. So
Right.
I'll do that on Sunday. I'm at one of your favourites, Areas Inlet, on Thursday night to do that.
Best pub in town.
It is the best pub. It's an awesome pub. And then on Friday night, I will be at the Nash in Geelong.
Huge.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good stuff.
Nice one.
It's all happening. Leave us a comment. Send us a message. If you have anything you want us to talk about, anyone you want us to give a shout out, any questions, drop us a line at the Budgie Smugglers on all of the things, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, smugglers. Bye.